Hi, I'm Cheryl, and one more Easter card. Easter's coming soon, and this is kind of a fun card because watch what happens. Look, it opens this way, and then when you stand it up, it stands up just like that. So let me tell you what we need today. We need a piece of Pear Pizzaz cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5. This card's going to fit into a standard size envelope, so that's always a good thing. Then I have two pieces. This is from the Subtles Designers Series paper from Stampin' Up. And it's the Wisteria Wonder. It's just all little flowers all over it. And these pieces are, let's see, they're 1.5 by 5 inches. And I have one little strip of Whisper White here. And this is just 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. And from a piece that was 3 by 2, I stamped the Easter lilies and started fussy cutting them out so you don't have to watch it during the video. I got carried away. I started to color them in, but we'll get to that later. And then we need another piece of Whisper White, and this is 4 inches by 5.5 inches. We're using Easter Message stamp set. We're using the Easter lilies. There's a nice little spray of Easter lilies here, and the Happy Easter stamp. So every time I show these, I end up getting the glare from my light. There's a Happy Easter. And then I just got this embossing folder, and it's so pretty. It's in a cross shape, and it has all different. It says Jesus, grace, Savior, Spirit, faith, pray, joy, all nice things on it. So let me get that out here. And then I have some markers. I've got Soft Sky, Wild Wasabi, and Daffodil Delight. I've got two different pair of scissors. I've got the longer ones. I'll be using that. I'm going to cut the cross out. If you're doing straight cuts, a larger pair of scissors is better for doing that. You'll get a better cut. But then I have my little bitty scissors for fussy cutting. Tombow glue. And Stampin Dimensionals. So let's get going on the card. Let's see. Let me clear a spot here because I need to bring in my Stampin' trimmer, which will also score. So I'll show you how to score the cardstock for this. Most of the time, well, even now, I really don't have room up here. I usually end up sitting this on my lap. So you want to put your cardstock in long side against the stop at the top here. And we're going to bring this over and we're going to score our cardstock. And make sure that you use the scoring one, not the cutting one. We're going to score that at 2 inches. And then we're going to move it over to 3 1/8 inch. Okay, so 2 inches, 3 1/8 inch. Then flip it around, put the other side facing in, and we'll score that side the same. We'll score that at 3 inches. No, at 3 inches. At 2 inches. I almost messed up there. 2 inches. And then slide it over to 3 1/8. And that will be this is our card base. Okay, now, yeah, you can see it. So we have like this center section here. That's the section we want towards the front. So we're going to fold it back here. And let's see. Where's my bone folder? There it is. And use the bone folder on that and do the same on this other side. Okay. And then we want to fold the outer ones towards the front, like so. So you'll have a Z shape on either side here. And we'll use the bone folder on that. And do the same on the other side. Let me open that up. I'll get a better fold on that. Let me do it on this side too. There. We want that creased really well. It's still going to pop up some, but it's better. Okay, so we've got that done. So let me bring my piece of Whisper White in here. And I have my brand new Big Shot. I just love it so far. It's fantastic. Okay, so I have it opened. I'm using the One Mart Platform 1, so just for scoring a single sheet of paper. You get my embossing folder here. I'll put one of my plates down. Open my folder, put my paper in right up to the edge. Oh, nope, I didn't. I had to bring it down just a little bit. So don't put your paper in all the way. Bring it down a little bit. And then we put our top plate on and crank that baby through. Now, you don't have to crank it back. I just crank it back because it brings everything to me. Alright, let's put that over to the side here. You know, I have 2 crafting tables. And they're 48 by 27.5. So I have... Oh, what the heck happened there? Look at that. I actually embossed a hole in my paper. Well, we can't have that. Let me grab another piece. I have Whisper White cardstock already cut to in a quarter of a sheet. Well, that is the weirdest thing, isn't it? Now I gotta try to peel that out of there. Wonder if I got something sticky on the back there that made it do that. I don't know. Okay, so let's do this again. Luckily I didn't put my Big Shot too far away. Let's put that in there. Put the other sheet on top. And crank it through. Let's see what happens this time. And it didn't do it on my original card. Of course, if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen in a video. Alright, it looks good this time. Huh. That was just the strangest thing. Okay. Let me get a Big Shot out of here. Okay, so now we have this embossed, and I know you can see that. There's such a beautiful impression on here. So now I'll take my scissors and I'm going to cut out just outside of my embossing, so I have the cross shape. If you don't feel comfortable freehanding this, you could use a ruler and make the nice straight lines and all. I like to live on the edge, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna wing it. I did it this way on my sample card, and it looked fine. So I think it'll be fine this time too. Of course, like I said, if something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong in a video. There we go. This is exciting, isn't it, watching me cut this out? But there's just no way around this. Be glad that I fussy cut that flower. I've almost finished fussy cutting the lily out. So I've spared you watching me fussy cut that flower because that took quite a while. Okay, now this is going to go on the front of our card, just like so. And I use Tombow glue for that. And I'm going to bring in my, oh there, it's two of them. I'm going to bring these in too because I'm going to attach those also. So, get the Tombow. And we're going to just center this in this one little end section. And if you need to adjust, you got a little bit of time to do that with the Tombow. And we'll do the same on the other side. Okay, that looks great. Alright, now on the cross is going to go almost top to bottom and across the side, and it's going to extend out the sides here. So what I did, okay, so I know right about here is where I want my Tombow. And then some here and here. Okay, so that's how I did this. And that way, that's plenty of Tombow to hold this on, but it's not going to overlap and get on the rest of the card here. Okay, so that's in place. And I chose the Tombow to do this because of the embossing. I didn't want such a beautiful impression on this that I didn't want to run over it with like snail adhesive and flatten it out. Okay, so that's a pretty card as it is, isn't it? But you know what? We needed Memento black ink too. And there it is. I didn't tell you about that. You're going to need the Memento black. You're going to need that to stamp your Easter lilies. And you're going to need it to stamp your Happy Easter sentiment. So let's stamp the Happy Easter. And I want that centered. So let me get over top of it a little bit here so I can look down. And there we go. That looks really good. So now, right in between Happy and Easter, I'm going to take my scissors And I'm just going to do a cut right down the center. Then on either end, I'm going to do a little banner thing. Snip in and then cut in from the corners. I didn't go far enough on this one, I guess. There we go. So I've got the happy side done and the Easter side done in just a second here. Okay. And those are going to go on these two end panels. So we'll attach happy. Let me glue up Easter also while we're doing. So that will go, and you want this to be hidden underneath the cross. So I've lined it up with the edge of this designer paper, you see, and then when this is closed, it will hide the ends of it. Alright, so we do the same thing on the other side with the Easter, and we want that to line up with the happy, so just slide that over, or you could measure if you want, if you're real fiddly like that. And mine could go down just a little bit. There we go. That looks good now. Okay, so almost finished. All we need to do now is the Easter lily. And I left this one little section here. Oops. Because I wanted to make sure I remembered to tell you. Because this stem here is so thin, I didn't want to cut real close in there, but I wanted to tell you about it, so that so I didn't forget. So I left it. So we're going to finish fussy cutting that out here. And like I said, I didn't get real close in there. This is not gonna. It's not going to be real obvious because we're putting it on the white cross. So, okay, and then I need to finish coloring the flower in. Like I said, I got carried away when I was fussy cutting it out before, and actually started to color it in. So I used just a little bit of the Daffodil Delight on the flower centers, and then I'll use the Wasabi. Is it Wild Wasabi? Wild Wasabi on the leaves and the stems. And this isn't any great coloring thing. They're just tiny little things, and I didn't do any shading on these at all. So just color that in. And then we'll use just a little bit of the soft sky on the white part of the flowers. Just to accent them a little bit so they're just not white. That's just kind of boring. This is our shading for the card. I put a little bit of blue just right here on the flowers, because that would be shadowed there where the trumpet part comes into the the I don't know what you call it, the flower. And then I just put just a little streak of of the blue, just a little dash of it on each of the petals. Alright, and now we're ready to put that on our card with, we're going to pop that up with the dimensionals. There's not a whole lot of room on the back of these flowers, so this is a good time to use up these edge pieces that I've been keeping for an occasion such as this. I got a little tiny piece. I'll put that down here on the stems. Oop. And let's see, there's another one of these. I can put that up here. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't show. I hate to see this dimensional tape showing when you look at the front of the card. Okay, so we peel these off. And put that right on the front here on our cross. Let's see, right about like that. Looks good. And there we go, our card is done. This is, I don't know why this thrills me so much to go, oh, there it is, Happy Easter. But it's a little something different, and this will fit in the regular standard size envelope too. It's 5.5 inches, and then I think when it's folded it's 4 inches. Let me check. Yeah, it's 4 inches when it's folded up. So there's my Easter card for the day. So if you've liked this video, be sure to hit the like button down below. If you'd like to see more of my videos, hit subscribe. If you'd like to shop with me for any of the Stampin' Up! Products, you can do that either through my Facebook page or my website. And as always, I'll list all the materials I use below. And I'll put the link for the website. I got the embossing folders at. Sign up for the email from that website, because every now and then, if you like embossing folders, they put them on sale for like $2 a piece. And you can't beat that. I don't know anywhere else you could get them that cheap. But I'll put the link down below for this. And they have a really nice assortment too. So, y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.